Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to Muggle Magic. If you're new to the channel, I do mostly DIY projects, primarily focusing around Harry Potter, but sometimes I'll do some other things, like I've done the Goonies map and the Jedi text from Star Wars, and I host giveaways for every DIY that I do. Most of the time they're weekly giveaways, but sometimes if it's a larger project, I'll do a longer giveaway. And I also have giveaways for different milestones for my channel, such as right now, I have a giveaway for when I hit 7,000 subscribers. And when that happens, I'm gonna be giving away a Marauders map. This has hidden footprints and a reversible cover, and I'm also giving away a 20-page fully readable quibbler. If you're interested in any of the giveaways, check out the links in the description box below. Now, I've done a few of these videos before where I just do very easy printables for Harry Potter, where you're pretty much just gonna print them out, cut them out, and there you go. So this is Harry Potter Printables Volume 4. Also, I wanted to mention, because a few weeks ago actually, I mentioned that I'm working on a Monster Book of Monsters DIY video, and I mentioned that it would be out within a few weeks, and well, it's been a few weeks and it's not here yet. The problem was I actually lost some of the video that I made, so I had to re-record some stuff, and it's just taking a little bit longer than usual. But if you follow me on Instagram, I post a lot of photos of the different progress that I'm making on different projects that I'm doing. Also, a lot of you have been asking in the comments for an advanced potion making book tutorial, and I am doing this. I mentioned this again a few videos ago. I mentioned this. I've teamed up with another designer and we are doing a fully readable, probably like 200 to 300 page book. It's still coming along. There's really nothing to show just yet. The cover is done and we're working on the content for the pages. Anyway, setting that aside, for this DIY, you're gonna find a list of supplies you need in the description box below, as well as a link to the free downloadable templates. So go ahead and download those templates, get the supplies together, and let's get started. First up, we have Lily Potter's letter to Sirius. This is as simple as just cutting it out, which most of these printables are going to be. And to cut this out, you just want to line a ruler up with the edge where you want to cut, just like this. Make sure you do this on top of a cutting mat, and then take your x-acto knife and just follow along that edge. And then you'll get a nice straight cut, and it should also line up in the back so that you don't have any white around the edge. And go ahead and cut the entire thing out. As you cut, make sure that you always do it with the front of this template facing up, because the way I lined up the back, it kind of overlaps a little bit. So if you cut it out with the back facing up, you're gonna have some white edges on the front. And if you just Google search this, you'll be able to look at some images. It's actually folded. So we're gonna go ahead and just try and recreate that by folding it in half this way. And then we're gonna fold it in half this way as well. And just kind of go back and forth until it's got a nice crease, and do that to this fold as well. Also, in the images that I found, it has a rip right there where it says Lily Potter, and it's just kind of folded over like this. The whole thing is kind of wrinkled, but don't crumple it up, just kind of work around it like this, giving it just slight crinkles. This corner is folded over and a little wrinkled up. This corner is also folded over, but it's also sort of folded like this a little bit. So you can just mess with that to try and get it to look like it looks in the photos. Also, the bottom corners are just kind of rolled. Not exactly folded, but just kind of rolled a little bit, bent. And there we have Lily Potter's letter to Sirius Black. Next up, we have Hermione's timetable. Again, use your ruler and x-acto knife to trim off all of the white. So it should just look like this, like it's just printed on graph paper. And that graph paper texture should also be on the other side of it. Now, I also have included in my templates this page without the green ink. So if you want to, you can print it out and then use a green marker to draw that in yourself. But yeah, there is Hermione's timetable. Up next, we have 3 different colors of this spew flyer. Now, this wasn't actually in the movie, so I just designed one myself, and I tried to make it look like something that would have been in the movie. Again, we're just gonna trim off the white space with a ruler and x-acto knife. I'm gonna do all 3 of these at the same time, and I'll show you how to do that. First, you're just gonna want to line all these up so that they're on top of each other and try to get them as perfectly lined up as you can. And then we're going to take a couple paper clamps and we're just going to clamp them together on this side, and then we're also going to clamp together this side. Now with them clamped together, you can use your ruler and X-acto knife to cut them out all at the same time. And you're probably going to need to go over your cuts about 2 or 3 times. So now we have the top and the bottom cut, so all we want to do is move these paper clamps around to those parts that we cut so that we can cut these edges off as well. And now when we take the clamps off, they should all be cut out. And I have included a no background version of these so you can print them on colored paper if you'd rather do that. Next we have these chocolate frog stickers. You're going to want to print these on sticker paper, and then we're going to cut them out, and then you can stick them on a window or wherever you want. They might be a little hard to get off the window without just destroying them, because you're probably going to have to wash the window, get it wet to take these off. In order to cut these out, I'm going to be using this pivot blade. So basically I can just draw with this pretty much and it'll cut them out. Now to show you what I mean by that, I'm just going to use this to trace the shape of the frog. As you do this, make sure that you're never cutting toward your hand or your fingers, because it could slip and you could hurt yourself. And once you have the whole thing traced out, you should be able to just kind of pop it up. As you can see, it's not perfect, and that's okay, because we can just color in the white around it with a black marker, and it's perfectly fine. And once we're done coloring in the edges with a black marker, the chocolate frog stickers should look like this. Next, we have tags for your wands, and each one of these has a different type of wood and type of core, as well as a different little magical symbol here. I also have a template that are blank ones, but this one I have some that are already written in. And what we want to do is print these out on cardstock and then cut them out with our ruler and X-acto knife. And then you can just use scissors to cut off the corners. With this little circle right here, you just want to take a hole punch and pop a hole right in the center of this red circle. And then you can just use hemp or twine to tie the tag onto your wands. Next, we have a detention notice from Hogwarts. We have one that's blank and one that's already filled out by Minerva McGonagall. So just take your ruler and X-acto knife and cut these out. And just like the spew flyers, these weren't actually in the movie, but I tried to design them to look like they would have been. And there we go, here are the detention notices. I've also included some that don't have a background texture on them, so if you guys want to just print them out on white paper you can, or if you want to age your own paper you can do that. And finally we have RAB's note to the Dark Lord. Cut this out with a ruler and X-acto knife. And then to fold this, we want to fold it in half this way, and go ahead and open it up and then fold it back on itself this way a few times to make sure that we got a nice crease in there. And then do the same, turn it and do the same thing this way. And now we want to fold it in half this way. And then turn it and fold it in half this way. And then finally take each corner and fold it in to the center like this. Now that we made all of our creases and made them nice and, sharp creases, this is how it will actually fold up. It's pretty easy. You just fold it in half this way, fold it in half this way, fold it in half that way, and then one more time in half this way. And that's how it fits in the locket. So we can open it back up, and there it is. This is how it should look when you're done. That pivoting blade for cutting out the chocolate frogs is amazing, so I definitely recommend that you get one, especially because in future DIYs, I'm 100% going to be using one of those, so definitely pick one of those up if you can. I have links to all the supplies that I use in the description box, just in case you're having a little trouble finding some of them. It was pretty tedious cutting out all the frogs, but it was way easier than if I had tried to use scissors or something like that. So the advice I can give you is just in the beginning, just go slow and be patient. And once you get the hang of it, you're going to be cutting them out pretty easily. I did end up accidentally cutting off a couple of the toes here and there as I was going, but I did get the hang of it near the end, and I got a few of them cut out without cutting off their toes. So the winner of these printables is going to get not only the frogs that I cut out, but also a fully printed page of frogs so they can cut those out as well. Speaking of winners, if you want a chance at winning the printables that I made in this video today, go ahead and check out the link to the weekly giveaway in the description box below. And now to announce the winners of one of my previous videos, which was how to make a Quidditch program, plus a Quidditch ticket and 2 Quidditch posters. And the 2 winners are Kaylee Rowe and Stephen Orazi. Congratulations, and your prizes are on the way. All right, that's it for today. Remember, I get a lot of ideas for these DIYs that I do from your comments. So if you have an idea for something, definitely leave a comment below and let me know. Also subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.